Yo, what's up guys? JP back at you once again for another review here on Body Bags. This is week number 55. This is Scream Factory week, picked by Chris. Great theme, by the way. Love me some Scream Factory. We talk about it all the time on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. I have a video series completely dedicated to Scream Factory's releases. Pretty much just love the company. So I decided to bust out the 4 all-night horror marathon 4-pack. And I decided to go with the film The Vagrant from the year 1992. I was surprised to see that this film came out in 1992, considering I haven't really heard much about it. And 90s horror, you pretty much think you know everything that came out during that era. So this film follows our lead, played by Bill Paxton. He's kind of a businessman. He moves into a new house that he buys. He takes out a mortgage, looking for a promotion at work. He begins seeing this homeless man, this vagrant. He first spots him in the house as he moves into it. He was in the kitchen, kind of spooks him a bit. The vagrant walks out of the house, and from here on out, Bill Paxton just sees him, spying on him across the streets, sees him eating some rotten meat looking stuff, and soon bodies start piling up. Bill Paxton thinks that it's the vagrant. He's telling his co-workers, his family, his girlfriend, the police. Nobody seems to believe him. Everybody thinks he's crazy. He starts believing that he's crazy. Possibly it is him doing these murders like the cops suspect, because he's having weird dreams about the vagrant. He's waking up with, blood and different things. So he's kind of wondering if it's him or if this vagrant is real and the vagrant's actually doing the killings. He kind of has to figure all this stuff out while the police are also investigating him. Girlfriend's leaving him, stuff like that. This film is a horror comedy in a way. It's definitely the darker, black comedy. And I would say that for the good portion of the beginning of the film, I would say maybe about 75% of the comedy really hits and it works. And then it just feels like it's teetering right on the edge of going over the top. And I think maybe a few times it does cross that line. And as the film goes on, later and later, it feels like it ramps it up just a little bit too much. I wish they would have toned it down a bit with the comedy. But I did laugh out loud quite a few times in this film. And I do really like a lot of the comedy, but there was just a couple moments that I felt like it almost went into spoof territory, stuff you would see in a spoof, like Scary Movie. For example, there is a dead body that falls off of a gurney and stuff like that. It just seems a little too cliched by now. Of course, this movie was made in 1992, but even then, I don't really think I would have enjoyed it too much. Anyway, back to the other stuff. So it does kind of play that, is it him? Is it the vagrant? What's really going on here? It, surrounds itself with mystery to where you're kind of guessing and second guessing the whole time throughout this film. And you almost expect it to end in a way that maybe you hadn't thought of, or something that would have been like a twist or something, but it really doesn't. And then you almost feel like it feels like very unplausible. Once you see the ending, things don't really add up and make sense, and it there's a lot left unexplained. And then the very ending even adds more confusion to which direction this film was going in. Overall, though, I really did love Bill Paxton's performance. I love this guy. He's so fun to watch. It's almost this quirky kind of comedy, too. And I was really, really digging it for most of the film. I really thought that it kind of started off, made me feel like The Burbs or House or something like that, in the vein of those films. And then it kind of moves away from that and gets a little more over the top and silly as it goes on. Uh, and I found that there's a few different ways you maybe could have took this film, and I think they maybe should have thought how they wanted to go with it. Anyway, I mean, I did enjoy it. It was a pretty solid watch. I do recommend it. It's a fun little film from the 90s that you definitely, don't expect. 6.5 out of 10. That's what I give it. It's pretty solid. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just would have maybe liked to see it go in a different direction here or there, bobbed instead of weaved, stuff like that. But, not too many complaints here. It was a good watch. See you guys next time with another review. Peace.